every Monday night.
We'd like to say that in our opinion it is not suitable for children.
Every Monday night?
Or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Every Monday night.
And every Monday night.
Then we have a super sound DJ.
Sean Cook.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you
Sean Cook.
the one and only
Sean Cook.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. Hello, 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 and welcome to the show.
So let's have fun, 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 fun.
Stand by for action.
Oh, Sean Cook.
Hello there, Sean. How are
Very
you?
loud as well. Hello, my gorgeous Danny Short. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Long time no hear, and then all of a sudden,
that's been a while.
Yeah, you just sort of disappear off Facebook, you disappear off social media altogether. Next thing, you blooming turn up with a great brand new album. What's that all about then?
I know, I'm a little tinker, aren't I?
You are. You just like to tease everybody.
Yes.
So, we played your album a couple of weeks ago, Danny, okay, and I think it was met with, and I'm going to be completely honest, it was met with mixed reviews. A lot of them were very good, until I played track number 12, All Day in the Field. Now,
yes.
Now, just before you share the art, share the love and share what it's all about, because quite honestly, it completely lost me. Johnny Mason was on, and he said, what a beautiful voice, but he thought it was a little overproduced. That's just obviously his opinion, which obviously everyone's entitled to.
Right.
But what I liked was all the sound bites that was used on that track, so you could hear, like, the wind, you could hear the birds, you can hear... You literally were transformed into the field. So tell me, what was that about?
I was hoping you might be able to tell me, actually. No, All Day in the Field started out as, if anything, a demo, really. I was just messing around with this bit of a tune that I had.
Yeah.
And I wasn't taking it too seriously. It just evolved into this bit of a psychedelic kind of sound collage type of track, really, and I think of all the tracks on the album, that's the one that I worked on the most. It might not sound like it, but
Do you know that?
there was a lot of editing.
There
was a lot of editing and stuff that went on, and it was just me really enjoying myself, really, and just having fun with sound, that track. I always tend to have one of those tracks on each of my solo albums, there tends to be either one or two, I slip them in when people aren't looking, really,
That's what we like, you've got to slip it in quietly, but you start off nice and quietly and then bang, there it is.
Yeah.
It's really good, and like I said, I've got it, as I said to you before we went live on air, I've actually now put this onto my phone, and so I can take it with me where I go, and obviously Bluetooth it into my stereo and stuff. And, it just transforms you. I would suggest, okay, to all our lovely listeners out there, get this album, okay, and you're going to tell us where we can get it from in a second, but get this album, then stick your earphones on, because earphones now are so good. You'll pick up absolutely every single piece of sound that you've obviously put in there. And it really just transforms you into, the field.
Yeah, I mean, I know what's his name again? He was saying it was overproduced.
Johnny Mason. Yeah, Johnny Mason.
Right. Yeah, and I get where he's coming from a little bit, but that's that again. I've been guilty of that a little bit in the past. Really, sometimes overproduction and throwing everything at a track, and sometimes it helps the track, sometimes it can hinder the track. But I don't know. I feel as though I've got a pretty good balance on most of the tracks on this album in terms of production.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I do get that. I have been guilty of that before now. Many a time.
Naughty you.
Tracks of mine to people that have been overproduced, and people have been a bit like, "Wow, Danny, that's a little, excessive in terms of sound." But it's just
what was in that pint last night you had? Yes.
I just enjoy painting a nice picture sonically. You know what I mean? Sometimes I might overdo it. I apologise if that's.
Oh, don't be silly. Just one man's view. That was the only view that was, I say, not negative. I just think it was critiqued. I think that was the word we were looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So now we always do this. every single album that we all do here at Target Radio, and obviously in other guises that I've been on, I go through the track and the track listing on the album.
Sure.
And then what I'd like you to do is either a one word or a sentence, or indeed War and Peace on each of the tracks. So what we're going to do then, if I mention a track number first, obviously we'll go 1 to I love this, 1 to 13. You're such a tinker, you are. You put the unlucky number in there as well, but I love you for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
brilliant.
that.
I mean, who doesn't do that now? Not many people do it. You go to 12 and that's it. We're going to stop now because it's unlucky. Rubbish! Put a 13 in there. Come on, we like the odd number. Right, so what we do, we'll go through each track number, 1 through till 13, and I'll obviously give you the title of the track, and then you just give us a one-word answer. You can say absolute rubbish or absolute brilliant or whatever you want to say, or you can give us an insight into each track. So,
I'll give you a tiny little bit of an insight into each track if I can.
Yeah, no problems at all. So track 1 then, on your brand new album, and that's Messages to Myself, because he's not that popular, ladies and gentlemen, so he does send himself some messages. I think that's what it was about, actually. So number 1 was Please.
Yeah, well, Please was the first track that I worked on in this batch of songs, and I actually started recording Please, which was the first track, on Christmas Eve of last year.
Wow.
And at the time it was, obviously December, not far off the new year, and it was a little message to myself that hopefully everything will go nice and swimmingly in 2018. It was just a sort of song with a positive message, if you like,
Fantastic. And of course, just mentioning Christmas as well, we might as well mention your solo album. It's your Christmas album as well. Go on, just mention that one. Go on. Might as well get yourself over.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Christmas album, what do you want to know about it?
Just tell them where we can get it.
Oh, sorry, right.
Sell.
Well, it's all the songs are Christmas themed, as you probably are aware.
Yeah, we're not far from it.
Yeah,
now.
You can download that nearer the time. You don't want to be downloading it now, that's bad luck. But download it nearer the time.
Really? Now it tells me.
I think it's Danny Short's. It's a Bandcamp site that I've got, and I can't remember the address for it.
I'm sure you can send me a link later.
If you Google Danny Short's Bandcamp, it will come up, I'm sure.
Brilliant, lovely. Right, I'm going to guess this one. I'm going to guess number track 3, but we'll do track 2 first. You Will Never Know.
Yeah, You Will Never Know is a bit of a somber song, and lyrically it deals with missing persons.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, which is a subject that fascinates me for whatever reason, And
it fascinates me trying to get hold of you as well. You were missing for ages, so it worked, though.
I am guilty of going missing now and again.
Both
mentally and physically,
Brilliant, lovely. So January Blues, I guess, was sort of maybe done last year in January?
Yeah, that was recorded in the new year, and it was, lyrically, it's another one of those songs, a little bit of a sort of, one of those lyrics where I'm, obviously with the new year under your belt and everything, and you've got the whole year ahead of you, and the dark, dismal days of January, one can sometimes feel a little bit lost.
Yes.
And so the lyric really just deals with me just being a little bit lost and hopefully trying to find my way,
Well,
as we all do from time to time.
Track 4 is not much better then, Because You Lose. Goodness me, I'm on a downer now. I'm on a downer, Danny. Come on.
No. Because You Lose is actually a really old song of mine that I wrote back in the year 2000. And it deals with a specific, lyrically anyway, it deals with a specific individual that I knew at the time.
Yeah.
Who sort of crossed me and a few other people, and I felt compelled to write a song about that particular unnamed individual.
That's it. And they will remain unnamed.
I set the lyrics to some rather angry sort of Sex Pistols type guitar chords as well, and that was the result. But I did a recording back in the day that just didn't satisfy me particularly, so
indeed.
I decided to re-record it for this album, and I think it sounds a lot better than the original recording,
Good. Okay, so here we go. We're getting better now. It's track 5, You Will Shine. Yeah,
that's again another song with a message of positivity, rather like the first track, Please, really.
Yes.
It's, just trying to sort of say, well, you may be struggling, but you'll find your way in time. It's because, again, it was another one of those songs that was recorded in January, February, in the grim sort of, time
But
of the year.
there's light at the end of the tunnel as such, though.
Yeah. Again, just trying to be positive, really.
Yeah,
And just, you know, again, another message to myself and to everyone else as well.
Indeed, hence the title of the album, ladies and gentlemen. Right, that one. Right, number 6 then is No Pain, No Gain. We've all experienced that. We've all gone to the gym after Christmas, and we've all had these New Year's resolutions. But is the song about going to the gym? I'm not sure.
No, it's definitely not about going to the gym. Although, I mean, you know, you could sort of interpret it that way if you really wanted to, you know. It's,
good thing about music, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Lyrically, I've not really got much to say about this one. It's I don't know.
Well, what would you say? Good, bad, or sort of in the middle?
I don't know. I'm a bit lost for words, really, with that one. I don't know what it's about, really. Yes.
Well, that'd be me then.
Let's move on.
Okay, track 7 then. That'd be
it's
me.
It's up to the listener. I think.
Yeah, we'll leave that one to the listener. So it's a listener's choice then. When you download it, track number 6, No Pain, No Gain, let us know here at Target Radio. Okay, number 7 then. That'll be me.
Yes.
Lovely. I love this one.
A bit of self-analysis going on here, you know, a bit of sort of a self-deprecating type of lyric, really, you know. Again, not really got too much to say about it, really. You know,
okay, we'll leave that out to the viewers then. We actually got some good requests.
It's a kind of a description of myself at the time, really, you know, and what have you.
Indeed. Now, this one, I think this is definitely about you on certain occasions. Is track 8, I'm Alone R.
Yes.
So is that you? Is that about you?
Well, yeah, you know, I have been known to sort of...
disappear.
I have been known to sort of enjoy my own company from time to time, as some of us do. But again, lyrically, I mean, it's one of them, Sean. I'm not I'm no sort of storyteller, really. I mean, for me, I consider my lyrics really to be quite simple, sort of. Lyrics, really, and they're all a lot of the time in a song they're only there because they have to be, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like I say, I'm not a great storyteller, you know what I mean. Sometimes it's they're just there just for the sake of it.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've listened to the album and I've listened to it many times now, and I'm going to disagree with you. Actually, I think you are a good storyteller when it comes to music. There is, you know, you've got to really hear it though. You've really got to sit down and tune into it. It's not one of these albums that you can just sort of put on and instantly connect with it. That's what I like. I do like challenges sometimes, and I think this album... I'm not saying it critically. I think it is a challenge, and I think you have to make time for this album, ladies and gentlemen. That is an album of distinction. That, you know, not every album. You know, you play albums by the Kinks, by the Who, by the Jam, and instantly you're either going to love it or loathe it. Sometimes you're in the middle, which is your grey area. And you think, hang on a minute, it wasn't as good as the last album, or was it? And then by the end of it, when you played the grooves out of it, I'm talking about records here, you played the grooves out of it, you go out and buy another copy because it was that good, it was better than the last one. So, you know, I think they call them a grower. But this album, I think you've got to sit down and really listen to it. So, track number 9 then, I Will Never Be There. Oh, sorry, I Will Never Be 3. Sorry, I do apologise.
I Will Never Be 3,
You'll never be 3. But
I will never be. That track will never be 3 minutes long either. It's only 1:31. I think that song.
Exactly. Yeah. So it did throw me a bit. I need a 3-minute record. Well, ain't that one?
Yeah. That was just a little bit of a demo that I just came up with, and it just happened to sound good, and I just scribbled some lyrics down very quickly for it, and it just made it onto the album. And again, it doesn't particularly mean anything. No. The lyrics aren't deep or philosophical in any way. It's just a bit of a burst of noise, that one.
Yes. Now, number 10 is Unknown Space, which it runs in just 2 minutes and 1 second. But I like this one. Tell us a little bit about it if you can.
Well, again, I was sat down with my guitar one afternoon, and I sort of put my guitar into a bit of a strange tuning. That's something that I like to do quite a lot, and come up with some bizarre chords and stuff that sounds a little off the wall. Yeah. And that was one such song where I just sat down and sort of figured out this bit of a weird tuning and started coming up with this bit of a tune, and it evolved into a song, and it's almost like it's a bit sci-fi-esque almost. You know, it reminds me of something like of Star Trek or something, you know.
I'll tell you what then, hold that for a second. Here's the opening bit to it. Yeah, I think
Exactly.
it is. Boldly going where no Danny Short has gone before. So you should have got me to the voice bit there.
Yeah,
sort of like-
there is a bit of a speech underneath, which is like subsonic, you know.
Yes, yeah.
But I can't remember what I'm saying there now. It's just me just having a bit of fun, basically.
But it's nice. It's a lovely opener, that one. That's what I love about it. And yeah, I did get that sort of Star Trek feel to it, and I'm pleased you said it, because I didn't want to say it in sort of, you know, because it could be the best sort of a critique ever, or it could be the worst insult in your face, and you might have hung up on me, so I'm pleased you brought it up, not me.
Oh no,
Right.
that was intentional. Intentional. With me, when I'm writing songs and recording, Sean, there's no rule book. It's whatever just sounds good at the time, really,
Fantastic.
and I just go with it, you know.
Right then, track 11, Myself on My Mind. Now, for me, this just obviously the title track, it does sound a little bit hello here. Right, have I got to sit down and really listen to this or not? So what's your thoughts on this one? Is it sort of a real, you got to really sit and listen to this one?
No, I think, Myself on My Mind, I think, if you listen to the words again, it sounds like I'm singing about a specific individual.
Yeah.
But really, I'm singing about myself again, you know.
Oh, let's have a look. Well, you got to
It's
sing
yet
about
another
yourself.
message to myself, you know.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, track 12, All Day in the Field, which we spoke about. So it brings us on then to doom, 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 that unlucky track that no one seems to want to put in, but Danny has gone against the grain here. He's stuck it in, and it's called Wondering Why. Now, we're wondering why you've got that in your last track, because let me just show you, let people listen to the opening lyrics or the opening bits of this.
Okay.
Very quiet start. Now this runs in almost 5 minutes as well, so it's a lovely ending.
Yeah, it's the longest track on the album. All the other tracks, they barely clock in at like 3:30, you know.
Yeah.
But this one's a little longer.
Talk about feeling stable, reaching the age of 40.
Now, is that true? Are you reaching the age of 40, young man?
Oh no, that's long gone now. I'm past that.
Never give your
And
age away.
the reason that lyric appears there, Sean, is because, again, it's an old song of mine from, like, I think I wrote that in, like, the mid-noughties.
You're giving your age away now,
again,
Danny.
I decided to go back, revisit it, change some of the words here and there, but I left that line in there because I always liked it.
Well, I've got to say you now, there we go. I'm going to give you a nice big round of applause there. In fact,
Thank you very much.
hang on. It wouldn't be me without having a little soundbite of something here. Yeah, much better. Thank you very much indeed. I've just brought them in. There we go. You can go now. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, that's what I think of the album, because there is a good mixture of music there. It doesn't have that sort of contemporary feel. Everything's different about it. One doesn't lead to the next one. There's, like you say, it's not a story developing within the album, but I think individually there are stories to be had as long as you can listen closely. And obviously now we've got a little bit more insight into the album. So, yeah, brilliant album. Love it. I think it met with, like I said, really good positive critique from our listeners here at Target Radio. Now, you once was the drummer with a four-piece up in, up north, up there somewhere anyway, past Watford, called the, now let me think, it's a long time since I've heard anything from them. I've lost him! I'll have to come back. Now, I'm going to play this while we try and get him back. We found him. He's come back. He was trying to do his disappearing act again, Danny. What were you doing?
That's it, yes. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Sean.
That's okay, no problem. We don't mind here. Right, okie dokie. So, the transmitter. So that's where I was getting to before I thought he was going to leg it. Now, obviously, I've had my spies out, and something tells me that you're no longer with the transmitters. What's that all about?
Well, when was it now? I suppose it would have been December of last year, just before Christmas of last year, actually. Yeah. I actually left the band, yes.
Oh, no. And,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, should we ask why? No, I'm not going to ask why.
No,
because obviously, things that go on, some things we don't need to know.
It's just one of those things, Sean, that happens from time to time. I just found myself in a place where there were a couple of issues regarding stuff with the band, inside and outside of the band.
Of course, yeah.
One thing led to another, and I just decided in the end that best thing to do leave, you know.
Now, that's it. Now, I know for a fact, actually, because I had my spies out, that, well, I'm going to be honest with you, that is that Martin's hats. You just didn't like his hats. That's what it was.
Oh, it's nothing to do with that. No, don't go there. Don't go there.
You know I always pick on him in his hats. You know that. It was either that or his terrible voice that he had last time I spoke to him. I said, how dare you be...
Terrible voice, really?
How dare you be really ill when I was trying to get jingles from you, but there we go.
No. I remember that.
Yeah, do you remember? He was so ill, bless him, you know, and he was doing some recording.
About that. Yeah, he was in a bit of a bad way that day.
He wasn't well at all, and he was doing some final bits and pieces for the album Britopia, which, I've got to be honest with you, I absolutely love that album from last year. Brilliant album, with some guest vocals from one Mr. Shale as well.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Gary Shale, yeah, that was nice, having him... come down and do the speech on Britopia. One hell of a guy.
He's a brilliant guy. So what's now then? Obviously you've left the group, so you're on to your solo career. I don't suppose you'll ever join a group again, will you?
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because time has moved on, Sean, and
are you telling me
you must know what's coming?
Are you telling me you're part of a group again?
Yeah, well, to cut a long story short,
yes,
I've ended up back in the Transmitters.
You couldn't keep away, could you?
No, well, they won't. I can't shake them off. I just can't shake the other three off at all. they won't let me. You know, it's just one of those things. You know,
it's like a magnet, isn't it? Brilliant. Oh,
no, but anyway, I am actually back with the band, and
that's fantastic.
We had a meeting in the summertime. It must have been about June or something, and we all had a bit of a chat about things and stuff.
Yeah.
And I agreed that I would come back, but I just said, for now, guys, can we just hold the live stuff? Just give that a bit of a rest for now, and let's concentrate on some new material, because that was what we really needed to do, in my opinion.
And you know, I agree.
As a nice clearer of the air and a nice fresh start, I felt that the thing to do was for us to work on some new stuff. And Martin was telling me that he had all kinds of ideas bubbling away, and which was very exciting. Then we got into the rehearsal studio.
Yeah.
Everything started happening again, and we recorded the new stuff that we've subsequently written, and that's due to be released very, very soon. Ooh. So we have been very busy.
Come on, I want your impersonation. Oh, come on. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Sean Cook.
Brilliant.
I knew that was only a matter of time before you'd asked me to do that.
Well, you know, it took 2 phone calls.
You couldn't resist, could you? You couldn't resist.
I couldn't resist. Oh, that is brilliant news. So, don't forget, Target Radio would love to preview all your new stuff. Obviously, send that over to us. You know how to do that by now.
Oh, don't you worry, Sean. It'll be winging its way to you very soon. A copy.
Fantastic.
In fact, I haven't got a copy myself at the moment. It's all prep.
Excellent.
I've not even got a copy myself yet. That's how exclusive it is, you know.
Wow, we can't wait for that. So the Transmitters, I've got new things coming to us very, very soon. I'm looking forward to that. And obviously your new album as well. That is absolutely brilliant. So we're going to play again a couple of tracks from that this evening as well, because I absolutely love that. But for now, we are going to play what we were talking about a minute ago with that elusive man, Mr. Gary Shale, on Britopia, because they haven't sent me anything new, ladies and gentlemen, yet. This is the Transmitters, but before you go, thank you very much indeed, Danny. It took 2 weeks to get you, but I'll be honest with you,
we've had a few technical issues, haven't we, Sean?
14 days, 2 phone calls, and I've got to be honest with you now, it was blooming worth it. I think he needs a nice big round of applause again. I've got to bring all the guys back in. Hang on, come. In you come. There they are. Brilliant stuff. Danny, thanks ever so much indeed, my friend, and we'll catch up soon, and good luck for the future with everything you're doing, and I don't think you need that much luck, to be honest with you, my friend, because that album is blooming great. The Transmitters are blooming lovely blokes, even though I can't understand a word they're talking about. Honestly, I really don't.
Hey,
I have to get my translator out on Google, honestly.
No. Don't start getting controversial.
I've spoiled it now, haven't I? I'm going to throw one of your tracks in between now and 7 o'clock. I've decided, because it's my radio station and I can do what I like. You pick one. 1 to 13, which one would you like?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go with the first track. Why not, please?
Okay.
You know?
Well, you are so nice. We'll play that for you as well. Brilliant. Okay, for now, though, Danny Shaw, 2 weeks in the making, but brilliant stuff. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Sean.
We'll catch
pleasure.
up with you soon, then. Thanks, Danny.
Cheers, mate.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Bye. There we go, Danny Short there. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So let's play the Transmitters then. This is going to be our album of the week from Britopia, and looking forward to this one. This features Gary Shale, and straight after, let's do Please on Danny Short's brand new album, Messages to Myself.